Capricorn Sun and Rising. Welcome to your November 2024 Astro Update. It's Raina here. I'm going to get right into it because the month gets right into it with a new moon on the very first day of the month, on Day of the Dead, new moon at 9 degrees of Scorpio. How apropos is that for the dead? You know, Scorpio is the ruler of the eighth house, and death is part of that, or transformation, you could say, in a broader sense. But this is like an extension of Halloween, which is the day before, or Samhain in the pagan tradition, it is known as, when the veils are thinner, and there is that sense of being able to tap into the energy, the spirits of those who have crossed over. But anyway, this new moon at 9 degrees of Scorpio for you is falling in your 11th house of hopes and wishes. And this is a general forecast, so I have to always say that because the timing can vary from Capricorn Sun or Rising person, one to the other. So just to put it out there like that. But anyway, this is the house of friendships and groups, and the new moon here could be that you're making new connections. There might be some reason that even has to do with career in some cases. So it depends on, other factors that are going on in your life. But this could be a time when you are maybe joining a new group, or making new friends for some reason. And this is also the house of long-range goals. So this is a good time to set these goals. There was an astrologer named Jan Spiller who has passed on, and she suggested doing 40 new moon wishes for the 11th house. I can't remember why she said 40, but she said that this was the luckiest house. And I still am trying to find out like where she got this information. I'm assuming that she was taught by another astrologer or she read something, but I haven't been able to independently corroborate that. But if you are one of those people that likes to experiment with things, you might try this and see what happens. It definitely is a house, though, that deals with your wishes. So it's like make a wish. And at the new moon, it's like you're planting seeds that you want to manifest. So why not? So go for it. On the 2nd, we have Mercury going into Sagittarius. And for Capricorn individuals, this is your 12th house. So the Sag energy is 12th, and that is the house of spirituality. Spirituality, but it's the house of past lives. It's the house of the spiritual realms, and it is the house of self-undoing. So Mercury in the 12th house can give you particular insight into the ways that you trip yourself up, Capricorn. And you may, because it is a spiritual sector, you might even kind of intuit ways that you can heal yourself from this. The 12th house is kind of like this, this is ruled by Neptune, so it has a dreamy quality. It's not rational. It can make you more psychic, but it may not be the best for giving instructions to other people or communicating, very clearly. But it may be very good for psychic insights and also creative ideas. And this is also the house of dream time. So you may have some very prophetic dreams connected to this. that you retain in your memory. On the 3rd, Mars goes into Leo. This is very important because this is going to be affecting you for a long period of time. Mars usually just has a 6-week transit through one sign. And between now and I think it's even June that it finally leaves Leo. Because of a Mars retrograde that happens in December, you're going to have it in your 8th house and then going back into your 7th house with your opposite sign of Cancer. So there could be some issues with other people's money that even turn into a legal battle. I'm not going to get into all of that until the December forecast, when it is going to be more relevant with the retrograde. I'm just going to talk about Mars actually entering into Leo. So as I'm recording this, we are approaching mid-October, and Mars is in Cancer. So if you're listening in October and into November, Mars will be in that 7th house for you. Mars in the 7th house can be, first of all, Mars can be a conflict. The 7th house can be your significant other. So and by the way, significant other can mean that either you're currently with them, or maybe you are not with them anymore. Maybe you're separated and, on your way to getting divorced. I mean, anything's possible. But for those who are actually with their partner, you may be, experiencing a conflict about a certain area of life. Now, as I stated, Mars is going to go into the 8th house on the 3rd of the month, and that can be dealing with shared resources. So my feeling, because the 7th house can be legal matters, is that if this has anything to do with a relationship and there is a conflict, it's probably more like you're on your way out of that relationship more than anything else. I mean, Mars in the 7th house can be that you're doing more things with your partner than you normally do, including having sex. Mars can be the libido. So that can kind of heat up when Mars goes into that. Well, but it would be happening right now while Mars is in the marriage sector. But because I'm going to focus specifically on the fact that there is going to be a retrograde back into the 7th house. When Mars goes into the 8th house on the 3rd of November, this can be some kind of fight over money that you are not particularly earning. It could be money that is shared between you and another person or something along those lines. And I mean, this could even be with a family. Doesn't have to be with a spouse. It could be with family. And it's already like kind of initiated in kind of the courts. But then, when Mars goes retrograde, it does have to go back into like, if there's some, let's say there's a will and it's like they're deciding what exactly is going to happen with it. So the only thing I want to say about this is that you get to decide how you're going to handle it. Some people are like full on warrior mode and they're just like, I deserve this money. Some people are like, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to stay above the fray. You get to decide, how exactly you're going to deal with it. Mars in the 8th house can be doing some kind of physical practices that have some sort of transformational quality to them, and they might be esoteric. So it might be with shamanism. I'm not like an expert on shamanism, but there might be physical practices that, really help you to transform yourself. And that can be eighth house as well. On the 11/11 portal, Venus goes into your sign. How cool is that, Capricorn? Venus in your first house can give you, kind of like cute, I don't want to say cute. Maybe you're just kind of like appealing to other people, charming, and that can help you in many different ways. If you're looking for a job, if you're looking for a relationship, you may decide to get a haircut or buy new clothes. That can be first house as your appearance. On the 15th, full moon, 24 degrees of Taurus. So that is your fifth house. Isn't that interesting? The fifth house is a house of love and creativity. So full moons can bring things to fruition. Now, I mean, there are different possibilities here. If you are getting a divorce, there might be somebody waiting in the wings, and you are in love with this person, and you're really getting to the point where you need to take it to the next level. I would say, wow, Capricorn is really working fast here. And the other thing is that this could be conceiving a child. Fifth house can be conceiving children. The full moon is very fertile. This could be either ending a creative project or like conceiving a creative project. Saturn goes direct at 12 degrees of Pisces on the same day. This is your third house, and this is the house of the mind. And this can also be like social media. This can be all forms of media. Saturn here can be creating structures that have to do with the internet. And this is particularly relevant these days because, people are doing things like YouTube. I mean, even the most unlikely people. I've seen people who are of retirement age, and they probably are retired, like elderly people. And I love that because that's like the perfect gig, for somebody who's like in their 60s, 70s, 80s, who has this vantage point that you do not get to hear a lot of times because, the internet kind of is more youth oriented. And, you could say like middle age too, but it does tend to be more, I mean, look at TikTok. It's like really like on the young side, but it's like one of these things like I've just sometimes I've had the algorithm somehow send me videos about people who are like maybe even in their 70s and things like that. And I'm reading the comments, and some of these people are, Generation Z people that are watching these videos. And I'm like, that is way cool because I'm so happy that there are younger people who are open to hearing the perspective of somebody who is like, that could be maybe like their great grandmother or something. I think that that's really great. I think it's wonderful. So anyway, this is a time when Saturn is in this area of your life to lay down structure, whether it is internet based, whether it is, like social media or other forms, like if you are a writer, to really start developing that discipline, to write that novel, write that how-to book. But it could be like you're studying something, you're getting credentials for something. This can pay off later on, career-wise. And I know that Capricorns are all about that. Saturn is your ruler. So a meditation practice even. I could see Saturn. Saturn's about discipline, disciplining your mind, On the 19th, Pluto goes back into Aquarius for 20 years. Okay, this is very important for you too, Capricorn, because Pluto is officially out of your sign. It first entered Capricorn in January of 2008. We're almost at the end of 2024. So what are we looking at? 16 years? No, almost 17 years that it was in this sign for you. So look back to January of 2008. What was happening then? What is happening now? What has changed? What has been your biggest transformation? You'll never have this in your sign again. Not everybody has Pluto transiting their first house. So pat yourself on the back. You are a new creature. Now Pluto is going to be in your second house starting on the 19th. This is big because you could become wealthy. Pluto can confer wealth, but you have to be totally above board. No sketchy behavior surrounding money. That means anybody who makes an offer, who offers you something monetarily, that you do not just go, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. So just keep that in mind. It can make you empowered financially. On the 21st, the sun goes into Sagittarius, and on the 25th, Mercury goes retrograde at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. Again, these are both 12th house placements. Mercury retrograde in the 12th can be a great time to meditate, because you're going within at the in the hermit's house, so you can't go more inward than that. And I would even say that someone might decide to get a past life hypnosis or something. What do they call those? Past life regression. That might be the time that you really feel that calling to do something like that. But yeah, basically this is looking at, yourself at the deepest level, and tuning into what you are all about versus what, the spiritual is. There's the macrocosm and the microcosm. And the macrocosm for the 12th house is the collective soul, So we are one, but we are also individual souls. And really tapping into your higher self can be easier at this time, I feel. And that is your individual soul. And how that, what is your feeling right now about what, where you want to go from the spiritual perspective. And also taking into account some of the things that are holding you back. And so Mercury will go direct in mid-December, and things will become clearer after that about how you want to proceed. Alrighty then, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Have a great month. Take care. Bye.